Michelle Constant on SAFM.
So on the line is Stanley Edwards, the Chief Operating Officer of OGLE Media. Stanley, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure you are as well, given that you are working on an entirely different platform to the likes of Netflix and Showmax, which for many of us is, of course, a huge problem because it requires that you have huge amounts of data and that you stream on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even listening to SAFM live on your phone is using data. So yeah, data is a huge cost issue for a lot of people. And they don't subscribe to those services just purely because of the data costs and just the fact that you have to be connected and have a decent connection.
Okay, so tell us how OGLE Media works and what you guys are planning to do.
So OGLE is a app and a hardware solution. So we create OGLE download hotspots in environments.
Yeah.
So it would typically be in fast food outlets, shopping malls, high human traffic areas. A user would download our app to their device. They would find the hotspot. They would connect to the hotspot.
Yeah.
And then they can basically browse. So it's like a Netflix or Showmax experience on the app.
Yeah.
You can select the content you want, and it downloads directly from our device, directly to your smartphone.
Yeah.
And you don't need an internet connection, and you use zero data costs. So the only restriction is the storage on your phone.
Okay, so let's get a bit of an insight into that. So what we're saying then is that I could go to my local mall. You would have a hotspot at the mall, and because it's a hotspot, I'm getting free Wi-Fi, so I don't have to use up my own data. And then I just download the movie that I'd like to see, or maybe it's a short or whatever the case may be. Hopefully I've got enough space on my phone. I've got enough space to download it onto, and then I take it home and plug it into my TV.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to clear, we're not a traditional Wi-Fi hotspot. We just use Wi-Fi as a transfer mechanism,
Yeah.
the transfer technology. So when you go to the mall, you would connect to the OGLE hotspot using Wi-Fi. So once you connect it, obviously we just use the Wi-Fi to transfer to your phone. So the app manages all the content. So yes, you would. And also by having the content locally, we're not restricted by download speeds or having to be connected.
Yeah.
So the download is pretty fast to your phone. And yes, you then be able to go home. And the app includes integration with Google Chromecast, so your phone becomes a media player. So you can then screen directly to your phone at home, or you can watch it when you on an aeroplane flying down to Joburg, or in a taxi driving to the Eastern Cape, or wherever that might be. So the content can be viewed offline, and the app manages the content. So typically, you're renting a piece of content.
Yeah.
So it sits on your device for 48 hours or 96 hours, depending on the content owner. And after a certain period, it would then ask you if you want to re-rent it, and then after that, it would automatically delete from your device. So you're renting a piece of content. So it's like a modern-day DVD store.
So, okay, so then and obviously I go and I can literally just plug it into my computer, or it could be my computer, but it could also be my my TV. So it's not like I then have to just watch it on my cell phone.
No, you don't have to watch it on your cell phone. But I mean, honestly, I was flying there back from Joburg last week, and I walked up and down the aisles on the plane, and there's so many people watching movies on their phone, or on their laptop, or on their tablet. Everyone does that. Everyone understands that sort of.
Absolutely.
That sort of way to do it.
Yeah. So now, okay, so Edward, Stanley, have you started this? Is the app up and running? Can I go online and just download the app right now? And are there venues or malls that I can go to find out more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the app is in the Google Play Store. So it's only a Google Play app at the moment. So you can download the app, but obviously you need to be at hotspot. So we launched December last year with, I suppose, a technical POC down in Cape Town. So we've got it in the mall in Cape Town. We've got it at the Delft Clinic. Where obviously people sit for a long time waiting for doctors and to be serviced.
Yeah.
We've got it in a spa shop. We even put one in a taxi that we're busy testing. Yeah. So yes, we started to roll out this year. We sort of launched December, which was very difficult to try and get any headspace from retailers heading into Christmas.
Yeah.
But we're starting those conversations now. We're going to be piloting in a couple of malls and a couple of fuel stations as well. Where they've got their convenience stores. So it's really the places where people move and would want to be able to find content and watch offline.
It seems to me, as I listen to you talk about where you're going with it and where one can load it up, that you are looking at those of us who cannot afford the cost of data, the ongoing cost of data and streaming, for example, with something like Netflix or Showmax.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're targeting someone who has a smartphone, who wants content, but doesn't necessarily have a regular internet connection and is sensitive to data charges.
Yeah.
So from a mall and a retailer point of view, I mean, for example, what we're trying to do is get brands and retailers and fast food outlets involved as well, which we are doing. So, for example, you went to a KFC and the offer was buy a certain product and you get a movie for free. So while you're in the KFC, while you're doing your transaction, you then download a movie instead of a toy or a travel mug or whatever they usually give away.
Yeah.
And you have a movie. You have an episode of a TV series, or you have some short-form content. What we're also doing is we also including free education content for learners.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to go to the mall and download your grade 7 maths, for example, and not use any data.
Okay, so what does the cost? Say I want to go in and I'm like, all right, I'm going to download 2 movies because I plan to just chill out this weekend. So I download 2 movies. What's that cost going to be for me?
So we are targeting the sort of pay-as-you-go market. So it's someone who wouldn't necessarily want to subscribe to Netflix or Showmax or monthly subscription.
Yeah.
So we are a rental. So rentals are, we've got movies for 2 rand, we've got movies for 5 rand, and then more premium content will be your 25 rand and up sort of segment for more for newer content.
Okay, and this is just like fabulous. I think we're all going to definitely want to do it. What kinds of movies, though? Because obviously it's all about choice. What kinds of movies? What kinds of material? I mean, the education stuff, as you say, is free, and that's very specific. What about the other choices?
Yeah, I mean, content is obviously key for any OTT service or VOD service. So yes, we are busy negotiating content rights, and we're doing licensing deals. We have content on the platform already. So it's more if I could almost describe it as more than an ETV type of content mix. So it's not going to be. We're not trying to compete with the premium content at the moment. It's just too expensive to get hold of.
Yeah.
Typically, content owners want a minimum upfront guarantee, which is a big cost.
Yeah.
And a lot of the content is already tied up in exclusive deals with some of the broadcasters and some of the channels that are already out there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of content. I mean, I was at Discop last year in Joburg, and there's a huge amount of content which we don't get and we don't see, which is just as good as the premium type of content which we always get exposed to.
What about language? Anything that we can have in our own South African languages?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's a distribution platform, so we can include any content, whether it's language-based or not language-based. We're also going to be including podcasts and audio and virtual reality content. So it really is just a content distribution platform. So we can, we manage the content and we can put anything on that, that we think would work in the market.
Fantastic. That is Stanley Edwards, the COO or Chief Operating Officer of OGLE Media. It certainly sounds like something well worth looking out. And if it's in your neighborhood, hey, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know some more and we will take you forward with that particular story.